Oh, I love how it's like this little fire at the end of a tunnel. Wow. And now we're in the color. Hello and welcome. I thought it would be fun to do potentially a daily check-in throughout the week and just kind of share with you the projects that I'm working on and kind of hold myself accountable as I work through this week. Tomorrow is Monday. Right now, I just have cleaned and dried my socks, and I kind of wanted to share with you how they're wearing because I feel like that's not something that is often shared. I have 4 pairs here. These are all hand knit. And there's 3 different patterns, and they all have been worn a lot. This is my very first pair of socks. They are basically vanilla socks, but I found this pattern out of the 52 weeks of Easy Knits, and it's called something else, and I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty certain that it's identical to the vanilla socks. These ones have worn quite a bit in the heel. You can see it's getting very, very threadbare right there. And that's unfortunately happening on both of them. Now, I do think that 1, these are my oldest pair, but 2, I think that particular yarn was something that I bought for a different project entirely, and I'm pretty sure it's 100% wool. So, I mean, everything that you read online says make sure your sock fibers have a little bit of nylon for durability, and maybe that's why. So that could very well be what's going on with those. Then I made these socks. This is the Pearl Soho boot sock. This is a worsted weight, and I knit these in the round. Or obviously, I knit them with double pointed needles. I thought these would be the answer to some of my problems. I love thick, squishy, fluffy socks when I wear boots. I don't get blisters that way, and it just fills out the boot and it feels very comfortable. I had really hoped that that would be the case for these. They are really comfortable and they are really thick and squishy, but they stretch out very quickly, and then they kind of get sucked down into my boot, and it drives me nuts. I hate when the heel like migrates to the middle of your foot. So I don't wear them that much anymore. Although I do wear them around the house, and you can see from when the few times that I have worn them with boots, there's, some, I guess you could say, felting that's happened, like all the loose fibers have clumped together and matted a bit. But other than that, I think they're wearing pretty well. A little bit of felting, actually, it looks like, at the toe here. Now these ones are my favorite socks to wear so far. This is the DK Everyday by Andrea Mowry sock, and they're so comfortable. They fit so well. There's no issues with the sock slipping down. They're a ribbed stitch the whole sock down, and so they do look a little funky until you wear them, and then they stretch out a lot, but they still fit really well and they're very comfortable. I do find, so these are toe-up socks, I do find that I struggle to get the length right at the ankle, and so neither of these are really that great to be wearing with my boots. It's really funny, I made this pair first, and it felt like just long enough to wear with boots, but it kind of made me uncomfortable because it was like right on the edge of the top of my boot. And so when I made these ones, that was in my head, like, make them longer, and I kept trying them on, and I kept comparing them to these, and yet, look at how much shorter they are. This was like, I was intentionally trying to make the ankle longer, and they still ended up being really short. but they're wearing really well. They're super comfortable socks. I like them a lot. You can see on those two on my Ravelry and see what fibers I used. I have 2 socks in the making right now. One is another pair of the DRK Everyday, and this week I would like to finish this pair. So I've just finished the gusset work on this one, and I already have my first one finished. I need to do the heel, and then it's ankle, and we're in the final stretch, and it's super easy. These ones should be, I worked really hard. It's so funny, they're still like shorter than this other pair. It's the weirdest thing. I don't understand what's happening. But it happens. So I think that's an issue on my part when knitting toe up. I just really have a hard time getting that ankle length correct. When I do ankle down, the length seems to be great. Like these first ones, the height is perfect. I have another pair of socks in the works right now. This is the Emily's favorite sock pattern that I'm just absolutely loving working on right now. And these are the perfect height. I'm so excited to wear these, and I hope that they are comfortable to wear and that they wear well, because I'd like to make more of these if it all works out. But the textures on these ones are so beautiful. We have a 1x1 ribbing, and then we have a 3x1 ribbing, and then we have this gorgeous little knit slip stitch ribbing, and then it goes into stockinette, and it's just, there's so many beautiful, very subtle textures. And this designer, I believe her name is Emily, my impression is that she knits a lot of socks. Just from this reading this pattern, my impression is that she knits a lot of socks and she wears a lot of socks. And so she really knows what she likes out of a sock and what she doesn't like in a sock. And I feel like this pattern is all of her experience and preferences in this one pattern. It feels very intentional. It feels very deliberate. It feels very much like she's put a lot of thought into it, and it just is a great pattern, and I'm really enjoying working with it. And I also think that these will be the most beautiful sock that I have made to date. And I also really like that when working on these ones, they actually look like a sock. When working on, this is a silly little thing, but when working on the DRK Everyday sock, it's like, what are you making? That's a little weird looking. So it's nice to not have to explain, because it's like, oh yeah, that's a sock. My goal with this one is all I want to work on is this right now, but I really want to finish these ones first, since these I feel like I should just prioritize them and get them done. So anyways, if I'm gonna do a daily update, I better stop this video now because it's getting really long. Hello and good morning. It's Tuesday, and honestly, I don't have that much to share. The only thing that I have worked on are these socks, and I think this is a good indicator. I think maybe this is how much progress I've done since I last shared this sock. I don't know. We're still working in the foot, and we're heading towards the toe. We have a couple of inches still to go. But I guess this is the biggest deal, is I started the second sock. And so we are now ready for the main color. And I'm just gonna put this aside. When I get close to finishing the one sock, I really love to be able to start the second sock, so I can just slide in, and it's like the project has very much not ended, so that I don't get stuck on what is known as Sock Island. And so I want to finish this pair. I think I have really high hopes for how this sock is going to wear, and I'm excited to put it on my feet. So I don't really have any goal for this. Oh, actually, no, by the end of the week, I would like to finish this one sock. That is a goal. So scratch that. By the end of the week, I want to finish the one sock. I also, by the end of the week, want to finish the heel turn on this sock, which is pretty simple, but again, just requires a little bit more focus and concentration, but it's really quick. So I just need like a solid hour to just have a lot of mental energy and finish the heel turn, and then we'll be onto the ankle, and it'll be really, really easy and mindless knitting in the round again. One thing I will say about the toe up versus the ankle down in the socks is that the gusset work on the toe up socks is really easy, super easy, and very quick. However, it's a lot more important to get your count right. So if you are off on your count, then your heel is going to be off, and you have to somehow rectify that stitch count in the heel work, which is challenging. And it's happened a couple of times because I'll just space out and I'll be doing my increases, or I'll forget to do increases, and it's really easy to forget because you're increasing every other round, and it just, I don't know, it's easy to forget. Whereas with this version, when you're doing the ankle down, the heel gusset is a lot more forgiving in that it really doesn't matter actually if your stitch count is off, because you can rectify it. You're just moving down into the foot, and so you can take as many rounds as you need to make your decreases to get your numbers right. However, it is a lot, like, at least doing magic loop, it's a little bit more awkward and cumbersome. And initially, because you have all these stitches on the line, it's like it feels inconvenient and challenging, but then you get through it and it's fine. So I do think it's a lot easier on the toe up. Anyways, that's it. That's all I want to say this morning. Hello and good morning. It's Wednesday, and I feel really good about where we're at. I have accomplished 2 of my goals already, and we're only halfway into the week. I have finished the heel turn on the DRK everyday sock, and so now it's just knitting up the ankle, and that will go really quickly and really smoothly, I think. And so I'm hoping that I can maybe try to finish it by the end of the weekend. We'll see. The other exciting update is, ta-da, I have finished my first pair of Emily's favorite sock. I love this sock pattern so much. Look how beautiful it is. This is the most beautiful sock I have knit thus far. I love how this one turned out. Now, I was a little confused at the end with the toe instructions. It still functions just right as a toe, but it is much longer than it was supposed to be. And that is even with modifying it, because I was like, wait a minute. So I don't know what I'm misinterpreting there, because it's all pretty straightforward. I'm not reading something correctly, and I don't know. It's okay though, because it still works really well and it fits well, and it's so freaking cute. This is what socks I think are supposed to look like. This is the quintessential knit sock. I don't know, there's just something about it. It would be really fun to make Christmas color ones and have these hanging above a fireplace. They're just that kind of a sock. I love them so much, and I can't wait to wear this, and I really, really hope that this sock is a very wearable sock, because I'd love to make more of them. I also, what was I going to say? Oh, I tried it on with my Blundstone boots, and the ankle height is perfect. So I'm really excited about that too. And I'm pretty proud. I have knit in all of the ends inside the sock except for at the very top here. So that'll make my job really easy. And thank you, past Alicia, for helping out future Alicia. It'll just be really nice. So that's all I have to share today. Hello and welcome to Friday. Today is my day off, and I have some goals for how I'd like to spend my time. Number 1, finish this second sock. I am very close. I think it's definitely, I could definitely do that today. It's just like, what, 2.5 inches maybe of very simple knitting. I think I'm trying to convince myself. I think that's doable. as long as I don't hurt my hands, and they're already they're feeling a little sore and tight today. I also would like to finish the heel turn on this Emily's favorite sock. I love these socks so much. This heel turn, or the heel flap, is such a beautiful texture on the inside and the outside. The third goal is to walk to Birdhouse Yarns today, which is about a 45-minute, maybe to an hour walk, and pick up another pair of circular needles. So this is constructed with a US 1. I would like to buy a US 4 so that I have interchangeable needles, but I don't have a cable long enough, and I need a 40-inch cable to do the magic loop, because the designer of this pattern also designed a pattern called the snowshoe, which is essentially the same sock construction, but with bigger needles and holding 2 fingering weight yarns together. And I have a lot of fingering weight yarn leftovers from so many sock patterns, or so many sock projects at this point, that I think it'd be really fun to use them up and create a thicker, warmer sock for winter, and come up with some new colors, because I think that is going to be really fun, combining 2 different color yarns and seeing what we get out of it. So it'll be a little bit of an experiment. I don't know if I'll start those socks today, because I kind of want to focus on wrapping these up. Maybe after I finish my DRK everyday sock, I will allow myself to begin the chilly winter sock. And that's all. So let's go walking. Oh my gosh, sometimes it's so awkward to start talking to a video camera, even though you do it all the time. Hello, it's Saturday, and I keep making this introduction and just I'm like, this is awkward. I don't know what to say. All right, so I think I'm gonna wrap this video up today. It's been a week now of knitting. I have accomplished all of the goals that I had set out to accomplish, which makes me really happy. I have finished my DRK everyday sock. I still think they're pretty ugly, but they function as a sock, and it's always nice to have an extra pair. I also have completed the heel turn on this Emily's favorite sock and started the gusset work, and I wove in all of the ends now on the first one, which is great. I feel very on top of things. The last thing is that I got in some new yarn, and this is for a shawl by, oh my gosh, Caitlin somebody, maybe it's Caitlin, and maybe the shawl is called Moon Sisters. I don't have a memory for it. I'll post a link down below to the pattern. I am using the same fibers, the same colors that she used. This is Farmer's Daughter's fiber in Elk Antler and Mr. Pocket, and you hold them together for the pattern for most of the shawl, and it creates this really beautiful gray color. And then the center line is a little bit of color work where you actually separate out the colors and you can see them individually. And I feel a little scared as I do when I'm starting a project that is not my comfort zone. Hopefully, and also when I have just invested a lot of money in some new materials. So probably I will start this tomorrow. Brian and I are going to go out on an adventure today. I'm going to take this with me, maybe make a little bit of progress, and that's that. So thank you so much again for sticking around and joining me on this journey, and hopefully I will branch out again. I've been feeling very scared to try other projects, and very, not just scared, but like just really enjoying knitting socks. And one can only talk about socks for so long. I don't know, like I feel like I shouldn't talk about socks now ever again on this channel, because I feel like I've been consumed by socks. So hopefully I'll have some new and different things to share. And that's it. So have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Yeah.
It's a bobcat.